Okay everyone, so today I'd like to tell you about what is considered one of the biggest heists in history, the Stuart Gardner Museum theft in Boston. Around midnight on Sunday, March 18, 1990, a red Dodge Daytona pulled up near the side entrance of Isabella Stuart Gardner Museum along Palace Road. Two men disguised as the police waited for at least an hour in the car, possibly trying to not be noticed by people leaving a St. Patrick's Day party nearby. Later, at around 1 a.m., security guard Richard Abbott returned to the front desk after patrolling the museum to switch positions with the other security guard. The two guards were the only people in the building. At this time, Abbott opened and quickly shut the door along Palace Road, claiming that he was trained to do this to make sure the doors were locked. He claimed security logs from the other nights would prove that he did this many times before. The FBI has seized the logs, but they refused to comment any further. At 1:24 a.m., one of the two men outside busted the door and told Abbott they were police, who heard of a disturbance in the courtyard and requested to be let inside. Abbott knew he should not let uninvited guests inside, but he was unsure if this applied to police. With his partner on patrol, Abbott decided to let the men inside. When the intruders arrived at the main security desk, one of them told Abbott that he looked familiar and there was a default warrant out for his arrest. Abbott stepped out from behind his desk via the only alarm button to alert the police could be accessed. He was quickly asked for his ID, ordered to face the wall, and handcuffed. Abbott believed that the arrest was a misunderstanding until he realized he hadn't been first before being cuffed, and one of the police officers' mustache was fake. The second security guard arrived minutes later and was also handcuffed. He asked the intruders why he was being arrested. The thieves explained that they were not being arrested, but rather it was a robbery, and proceeded to take the guards to the basement. They handcuffed the guards to pipes and wrapped duct tape around their hands, feet, and heads. Since the museum was equipped with motion detectors, the thieves' movements were recorded. After tying up the guards, the thieves went upstairs to the Dutch room. As one of them approached Rembrandt's portrait, a local alarm sounded. They then immediately smashed it. They pulled the painting off the wall and attempted to take the wooden panel out of its heavy frame. Unsuccessful in the attempt, they left the painting on the floor. They stole works from artists such as Vermeer, Rembrandt, Gover, and an old Chinese artifact. Elsewhere in the museum, they stole 5 Degas drawings. One of Manet's painting was also stolen from his location. Motion detectors records show that only footsteps detected in the room that night were at 12:27 a.m. and then later at 12:03 a.m. These times matched to when Abbott said that he passed through on patrol. The thieves made 2 trips to their car with their artworks during the theft, which lasted 81 minutes. Before leaving, they visited the guards again, saying, You'll be hearing from us in about a year," although they were never heard from again. The guards remained handcuffed until police arrived at 8:15 that morning. Thank you.